Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Both returning subscribers and new subscribers, you are all welcome. You already know what I do on this channel. I talk about remote work opportunities. I also talk about digital skills acquisition because that's the only pathway to working remotely. So in today's video, I want to talk about how to get a remote job. Now, I'm not going to talk about the conventional way that everyone talks about. I'm going to give my own personal tips on how I go about it. I feel like on this YouTube space, you all really need to appreciate me because I'm real to you guys. I'm open to you guys. I'm not like every other person that just because they want to gain views or traffic or whatever, they just come and dish out anything they come across. Like they just tell you whatever they feel is going to bring in the traffic for them. They are not really sincere, and this has made a lot of people to lose trust in the system. I see a lot of YouTubers talking about working remotely, jobs that paid thousands of dollars monthly, weekly, hourly, but nobody will really tell you how exactly to go about this. Nobody is really that sincere and that open to really give you the real deal. But on this channel, I make sure I try to give you guys the real deal. I don't sugarcoat things on this channel. I'm not after the traffic, I'm not after the views. I'm after making impact because that's what I'm known for. I bring value, I bring impact. So I want to be real with you guys in this video. I want to be open with you guys. On this YouTube channel, I'm not going to be bringing content on make $15 an hour, make $20 an hour on this website, on that website, and then you go to that website and you even discover that most of the opportunities are not even for Nigerians. Because truly, most of these opportunities we see are not for Nigerians. It's either Nigerians are banned or they don't even accept Nigerians, like mostly US citizens or US residents or other developed nations. So for people who are in those countries, they're actually lucky. Like if you're a Nigerian or an African living in Europe or Asia or America or anywhere, you can actually do these jobs because you're opportune to be there. But people like us who are still in Africa, who are still in Nigeria, it's really difficult to get these jobs. And that is what I'm coming to tell you today. And don't get me wrong, I am not in any way saying it is impossible to get jobs on LinkedIn, Fiverr or Upwork or any other job boards. It's actually possible. A lot of people have been getting jobs through that means. But what I'm here to tell you is that it's difficult. If you're going to depend on job boards, it may take you a very long while before you get the job. But the tips I'm going to share with you in this video is a fast track way of getting a job. It's like the fastest means or the fastest way that you can get a remote job. So I'm going to give you my own personal tips, like my personal tips. A lot of people are doing things online, making money online, but not everyone will really give you the truth about how they make their money. That's the fact. People are just after the views, after the traffic, but nobody will really give you the truth about how they make their money. And that is what I want to give you guys today, my own personal tips. And if after these tips, guys, 3 tips, just these 3 secrets I want to give you guys, if after implementing these 3 secrets and you still haven't found a remote job, then you really need to appease your village people because obviously they are after you. So you really need to appease them. Apologies if that may sound rude, but these tips will definitely help you. So stick around and make sure you watch this video to the end so that you don't miss out on anything I'm about to say today. Hi everyone, you're welcome back once again. So one of my secrets I'm going to give you today is reaching out to, or before I say reaching out, let me say thinking about the industry you want to work in, like the industry you're passionate about. For me, for instance, I'm someone who is passionate about traveling. I'm someone who is passionate about my freedom. That's why I mostly talk about remote work. So I'm passionate about the travel industry, travel agencies, and that is why I reach out to these agencies. So what you need to do, you need to be strategic when it comes to looking for jobs. You need to go to Instagram, in fact, any social media platform at all where you know that these agencies are. For me especially, I use Instagram. Why I don't use LinkedIn is because most of these companies, most of these CEOs, managing directors, their DMs are always locked, so I don't bother myself going to LinkedIn. So what I do is I always use Instagram. So I go search for travel agencies, either USA, Nigeria, or just travel agencies, and then I send them DMs. And this is exactly what I did in 2020 when there was the pandemic issue and I was at home doing nothing. Although a friend of mine reached out to me from Germany that he wanted me to help a friend, like to work for a friend, like help her manage her blog. She was based in Germany, and of course that was what I was doing during the pandemic, and I was getting paid. So I felt like if I could do this, then I didn't even know about remote work. I just came across this opportunity because of my friend who was in Germany and connected me to the lady that he wanted me to work for, to be managing her blogs, because then he knew I had a blog and I used to update things on my blog then. So that was how I started managing, and they were paying me a substantial amount of money during the pandemic. I was not suffering during that time. When everybody was complaining, looking for palliatives, I wasn't bothered. Then I realized that if it's possible for me to work from the comfort of my home for a company in Germany and get this paid, then why don't I reach out to other companies and also work for them as well, so that I can like multiply my streams of income. So I went to Instagram and I looked for travel agencies. I came across one platform. I wouldn't want to mention their name because it's not a publicity stuff I'm doing here, but I'd love to mention their name. So I reached out to them. I asked them, are you looking? Hi, my name is Favor Bassi and I'm a virtual assistant. I just want to find out if you are currently in need of a virtual assistant. And they said, of course they are. They just sent me their email address. They said, send your resume to this email address. And I think they went through my resume, they liked what they saw. And then even their boss, like the owner of the company, now used his personal Instagram account to reach out to me and say, hi, my company, because I sent my email to my CV, my resume to their email. And he said, hi, my company has responded to your email. And I said, thank you, sir. I just saw the mail and I've also responded back. So from there we started communicating via email. But guess what? I told you guys I'm going to be real with you guys on this channel. There's no sugarcoating, there's no sweet talking. So guess what? I actually lost that job. At some point the man stopped responding to my emails. Why? Because I wasn't really equipped knowledgeably. They asked me first of all if I had knowledge of MailChimp, that they wanted me to be sending at least 5 emails a week. And I didn't have no single knowledge about MailChimp. In fact, that was my first time of hearing the word MailChimp in 2020. Now, at this point where I am, in fact, I'm more than aware and knowledgeable about all these platforms. MailChimp is actually an email platform that helps you send bulk emails. Like, it helps your work easy. So I said yes, that I have idea of MailChimp, and then I rushed to research about it. Guess what? Another thing threw me out was the issue of time zone. So then I wasn't really knowledgeable about the US time zone to the Nigerian time zone. So he asked me, when can we have a meeting? I should give him a time. I gave him a Nigerian time. He said, sorry, by that time we won't be on duty. I didn't know that at that time in the US was night. I didn't even think about the issue of time zone. I was just talking based on Nigerian time zone. Like, it was so messy that the man stopped responding to my email. Now, what did I do? I came across a virtual assistant course, a virtual assistant program by ALX on Instagram. I think I saw their email, their promotion, they sponsored a post. I think it was an advert. So I applied, and then through the ALX virtual assistant course, I was able to learn more about time management. I was able to learn more about time zones. I was able to learn more about email management. That was when I knew about MailChimp. I knew about a lot of email platforms that virtual assistants work with. So that was how I lost that job. Now, this is one thing I'm going to let you know, that if you don't prepare yourself before you launch out, you're going to lose the opportunity. And they say opportunity comes once. This is actually a fact. Like, I'm not sure I'm going to get that kind of opportunity again, because at some point we were talking about pay. I think these people were planning to pay me $100 per week or 2 weeks. I can't remember. It was a very good amount of pay. And time zone messed me up. My MailChimp issue messed me up. So you need to avoid stuff like this. You need to get yourself prepared for you to be able to, before you can now launch out to these people, because if you're not prepared, you will lose this opportunity. Now that was how I lost the opportunity. So this tip in summary, what am I trying to say? Reach out to any industry. If it is the finance and marketing and advertising industry, if it is the finance industry, if it is the law firm, if it is health industry, if it is oil and gas, whatever it is, just check out for remote opportunities that you can do in those industries, and reach out to these companies and tell them that this is what you can do for them remotely. Are they in need of this? And if they are, they'll tell you they are. If they are not, they'll tell you they are not. Recently, I've still been reaching out to some companies, and they've been also telling me, sorry, we're not looking currently, but that doesn't stop me. I still have to send more DMs. Now that's all for the first tip. Now my second tip, which I feel is very, very important, is LinkedIn optimization. Now pause, hold on, let me explain before you say I've come again with LinkedIn. Now let me give you an example. So as a digital marketing founder, as a digital marketing agency founder, I needed professionals, I needed people I could work with, I needed people I could outsource. So I wanted a graphics designer, because when it comes to digital marketing, your creatives matter a lot. Like the kind of content you advertise is what draws people to you. If for instance you're trying to advertise a program online and your creative is whack, like your content is whack, people will just swipe past your promotion, like your sponsored post. But if your creative is good, like very beautiful, people will want to really hold on to see what you're saying on the content. So that's one really big tip about digital marketing that many people don't know. They think it's all about throwing colors and fonts anyhow and just push out a marketing content or an advertising content. That's not it. You need to make sure that your creative is top notch, because that's what will hook people. That is what will attract people to your advertisement or to whatever you're advertising. Now I needed a professional graphic designer I could work with, like someone I could outsource. Like if I get a job, for instance, I'm in Abuja and I get a job, I have a stream of clients. Actually, I have people that reach out to me to either make logos or manage their social media pages. So I need a graphic designer I can work with, that can create content for these social media pages. Now what did I do? I did not send out a hiring post on LinkedIn. So a lot of people, when they want to get a job on LinkedIn, they go and start searching the job board, like the job icon on LinkedIn, and they search and they put on alerts and start keep getting alerts on email that LinkedIn can bombard your emails. Your emails will almost burst. Then you will keep applying with nobody calling you. Now, but what did I do? I did not make any hiring post on LinkedIn. What did I do instead? I needed a professional graphics designer. Now, I didn't even think about this. Like, I didn't think twice when I wanted a professional graphics designer. What did I do? I went to LinkedIn and I searched graphics designer. Guess what? Some people appeared, top 3, top 4, top 5, top 6, top 7. I searched. I looked at the first profile. I checked, LinkedIn, there's no much content. I don't know, people mostly post stories, like, I don't know, like people post type like writings. They don't really show you visual content on LinkedIn. So what I do is, since this person has graphic design on his profile, I copied his name. I went to Instagram. I searched the person on Instagram. I looked at his content, because Instagram is a visual platform where people display their portfolio and all of that. So I looked at it. I wasn't really impressed with his graphics. I went back. I checked the second name that came up. It was a lady. Then I checked her profile. Graphics designer, Canva, this very beautiful lady, very beautiful page. And when I went to her Instagram, I discovered how beautiful her Instagram page was, how well arranged her designs were on Instagram. And I said, wow, this is exactly how I want my own Instagram page to look like. So what did I do? I reached out to the girl immediately and I chatted her on WhatsApp. This is what I need, blah, blah, blah. And she responded, and that was how we got working. So I got a logo design job, which I sent to her. She designed the logo and the client really loved the logo. Now, in essence, or in summary, what am I trying to say in this point? Optimize your LinkedIn profile. What do I mean by optimizing your LinkedIn profile? That's there's a place like a bio for Instagram. I don't know what they call it on LinkedIn, but it's like your bio. Put exactly what you are doing. If it's UI UX, put it there. If it's graphics design, put it there. If it is web development, put it there. If it is writing, copywriting, whatever it is you're doing, spell it out clearly on your bio. Journalism, digital marketer, spell it out on your bio so that when people search, because really hiring managers, when they desperately need somebody or a professional, they search. They don't go, I don't know the people that post all this hiring stuff, because I really don't know how they do it. Maybe, in fact, most of them are even scammers. Like, they are trying to share links for people to click and get scammed, because I really doubt if real hiring managers post those things on LinkedIn. I feel it's just a bait for people to click and get scammed or get hacked or something. So stop clicking on those links. Stop looking for LinkedIn job boards. Yes, it's working for some people. You need to be prayerful as well. Pray very well. It may work for you. Grace is different. Everybody has grace, the grace of God. The grace of God may be sufficient. You may have favor of God that will help you to get these jobs when you click on those links. But in the majority of cases, many people don't get these jobs. Like I'm also one. I have applied for several jobs and I never got anyone. So what do people do? You see, there are some times that LinkedIn will show me you appeared on 22 search, you appeared on 23 search. Maybe if I was more professional, because I really don't talk much about digital marketing on my LinkedIn. I only talk about my remote work opportunities that I do and all of that. So I think I just want to start talking more about digital marketing. So if you are really a professional and you're good at your job, you're good at what you do, people will see you. Because I don't know, if you go to your notification, you will see where they say you appeared on 22 search this week. You appeared on 33 search this week. That means people that are searching for digital marketers, maybe my name is coming up. Some people reach out to me actually, but I've not really had the opportunity to really work with them. Now, what am I saying? Optimize your LinkedIn. I really wish that when it comes to, like, a lot of people, just recently, a lot of people have reached out to me saying they want a remote job, both on my Telegram channel and on my Instagram DMs, even on my Instagram post. People ask me, please, I want a remote job. Please, I want a remote job. I wish that there is a place I can go and just get this job and give you. Honestly, I'll be the first person to tell you about that place. If there is a place you can go, but there's something about getting a job. It's not something that you go and you get the job. Like, you just go, you see the job, you start doing and you start getting paid. It's a two-way thing. You go for it. Someone has to accept you. Now, the reality is that people are hardly getting accepted because there's nothing you're showing. There's nothing to show for it. You're not doing anything. You're not projecting yourself on social media. You don't have a portfolio. You don't have a good resume. So how do people accept you? You need to work on yourself. You really need to work on yourself if you want people to accept you. So I'm making this video to everyone that has reached out to me asking me, how can I get a remote job? Because I can't go and get a remote job and give you. I'm not the one hiring. If I was hiring, maybe I would have brought you in, maybe as an intern, to see how good you are before I can now start paying you. But I'm not hiring. So I really can't give you a job, or I really can't tell you where you can get a job. You need to do the work. So if your LinkedIn is not optimized, I'm giving many people the opportunity to optimize their LinkedIn for them for free. All you need to do is to follow all my social media pages, join our Telegram channel. Make sure you are on our Telegram channel. Every question you have, please ask me there, okay? So what am I saying in essence? Optimize your LinkedIn profile so that when hiring managers search for a professional, they can find you. That's my second tip. Now, on to the last tip. And this is my main tip. Now, as you can see, we say what? Opportunities without what? Borders. What does this mean? There are opportunities all around the world. What does it also mean? These opportunities will not come on a platter of gold. You won't just sit down because maybe you've acquired one certificate somewhere. You're ready to work for companies in Europe and USA, or in South Africa, or in Ghana, or in Kenya. That's not the case. They don't come on a platter of gold. You need to work for it. Now, in the journalism field, I have a friend who was working for a media organization in Nigeria. She was always updating her work, everything she does. Then she was really good. She was always covering all this. I think she was a crime, or will I say crisis reporter. So she was always covering crisis cases. Let's say there was those cases of kidnap, like they said they kidnapped schoolgirls in Chibok, they kidnapped some students in Kaduna. She would also always travel to these places and make sure she gets opinion of parents, and so she was always updating her Instagram, her LinkedIn about her activities. Now guess what? DW employed her. DW is a media organization, Deutsche Welle, is based in Germany, headquartered in Germany. Guess what? They employed her. She's working remotely for DW. She's working in Nigeria for a company in Germany, and they're definitely paying her in euros. They will not pay her in naira. Now what am I saying? You need to start somewhere. Yes, there are opportunities all around the world, but you need to start somewhere. You need to start showcasing yourself. Yes, in the media organization, it may be difficult to work remotely because you have to always be in the office. You have to, maybe if you're a newscaster, you have to read the news. Most media organizations have offices in Abuja and Lagos. So why do you need to work remotely? You have to be at the office. Now, for me, for instance, ever since I discovered the remote work, I'm still a journalist. Like I said, I've always been a journalist, and I'm not leaving anytime soon. Now I'm exploring the remote journalism role. I got a job with a company in Abuja where I'm based, but I told the man I won't be coming to the office. I work remotely. I can edit my stories. I can voice my stories from my house. I can write my script and send to him to edit. And thank God he understood me. He's someone that believes in remote work. In fact, he would tell me, Favor, I don't believe in anybody working office job. Go out there. You need to go out there. Get so many streams of income. Do a lot of things. Don't just depend on coming to office in the morning and going back in the night. No, you need to be free. You need to be independent. And I really love this about him. He's someone that understood my ideology. He understood. He saw things from my perspective. And that is why I'm dedicated to working with the man for as long as I can be there. Now, what am I saying? I told him, this is my situation. I believe I can function properly remotely. So if I just get called for events, I go cover events, come back home, write my story, voice my story, package it, and send to them in the office. And they air. And that is how I work remotely. Now, if your job is something you can do remotely, my job is not something I can do remotely, but I have the skills already. Most reporters, why they go to the office, because they have to submit their visuals to the video editor to edit in the office. But I have my laptop. I have Adobe Premiere Pro installed in my laptop. So I edit my videos, my news videos from my laptop. That is how I believe I can function properly remotely. Now, if your job is something you can do remotely, like let's say you are look out for jobs around you. Because we are saying opportunities without borders doesn't mean you should sit down and expect jobs from USA or America. Those jobs will come. You need to get something doing. You need to get something doing to show. Because Oyibo don't believe in bringing people in. They believe in results. And Oyibo, a white man, will only reach out to you when he's seeing the results you're making. When you have these results to show, when you have your portfolio on your social media platforms ready to be displayed, then these people will definitely reach out to you. It's difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult to really get a job, especially if you are still living in Africa. That's why I see a lot of people saying, I've been applying for 2 years, 3 years, and I haven't gotten a job. It's going to be very difficult. Or it is very difficult to really get a job. You need to have something to show. You need to have something to prove that you can deliver. You are a result-oriented person, not someone that just finished acquiring one free digital marketing skill, and then because he has that certificate, that certified meta certificate, then you're good to go. No, that's not how they work. You need to find yourself doing something. Get doing something. If to get the job is hard, I always say start up your business. When I finished my digital marketing course with Meta and Coursera, I started applying for jobs as usual at the job boards, In fact, I got one interview and they asked me how soon can I resume. I told them that I am living in Nigeria, that I need to relocate. They stopped communicating with me. I think they are not ready to sponsor me and all of that. Unless you are into unless you are into software engineering, where you know that those kind of skills are very scarce over there, like those kind of skills, like they are really looking for those kind of skills, software engineering, cyber security, all those kind of skills, then you can see where they will say they are sponsoring you. I know a software engineer that was sponsored from Nigeria. His flights paid, everything, to the Netherlands. Now, if you're just a digital marketer or a virtual assistant, if you're just a digital marketer or a virtual assistant, why do they need to hire you from Nigeria or from Ghana? Why can't they just get a virtual assistant? You think there are no virtual assistants in those countries? So if you really need these jobs as soon as possible, then you need to acquire skills like software engineering, like skills that you know that are in very high demand over there. Not skills like digital marketing and software engineer and a virtual assistant. Those kind of skills, they can get them easily, and they can't even sponsor you to come over there unless you just by yourself sponsor yourself, go there, then you can get those jobs over there. But to say you're in Nigeria as a virtual assistant looking for those kind of jobs, it will take the grace of God though. It will take the grace of God and for your village people to really be strongly behind you. But if they are against you, then it will be hard. So what am I saying? The third tip is, when you get these jobs in Nigeria, or when you get these employers in Nigeria, tell them that you can work remotely. You've been working remotely. Ask them, can you do this remotely? I got one digital marketing job. I told the woman that I would love to work remotely. She said no, she can't afford to do remote work at the moment. I said no problem. So because I knew what I wanted and I was keen on what I really wanted, I had to close the job. They were going to pay me 70,000 naira a month. I said, man, this 70,000 naira is not commensurate for me transporting myself to the office every day. Then at the end of the month, I collect 70,000 naira. It's against everything I believe and everything I preach about on this channel. That was not what I told her, but that was how I felt. I can't be receiving 70,000 naira a month and then transporting myself. I said, I can receive that amount though. I can even receive 50,000 naira if you would allow me to work remotely. And she said no, that she can't afford to do remote work at the moment. So I said fine. That was how we closed that chapter. But at the moment, I got another job, which is actually in my passion, journalism, and I've been allowed to work remotely. So what I do is, when I get called for events, I go cover my events and I do my story from wherever I feel like staying to do my story, and that's it. That's the freedom I'm looking for. And if at some point they even tell me they can't take remote work, like they want me to come to the office, I might drop the job. That's me at the moment. Everything is remote for me now at the moment. So in summary, what is my third tip saying? Suggest to them, tell them that you want to work remotely, okay? If you get a job, also look out for jobs in Nigeria or in whatever country you are. Tell them you can work remotely, you can work remotely. Is there an opportunity to work remotely? And if they say yes, good and fine. If they say no, you either take it or you don't take it. So that's my final tip. So guys, I hope these tips really help you. And aside everything I've mentioned here, also be putting it in prayers, because I believe there's nothing prayers cannot do. When you've worked, you need to back it up with prayers. When you've tried your best, leave the rest for God. You can't do everything on your own. If you believe in God, always pray to God and tell Him to help you. Tell Him to show you favor in the sight of men, and God will definitely show you favor. So what am I saying? Anybody that reaches out to me again that they're looking for a remote job, I'll just have to send them this video. That's why I made sure I covered everything in this video, so that I don't keep responding to each and every person one after the other. So please make sure you watch this video to this point, so that you get every nitty-gritty that I've mentioned here. And if you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile, reach out to me. Make sure you followed all our social media platforms, OWB Community at OWB Community, Instagram at OWB Community, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then I'm going to respond to you. I'll be putting the links in the description. So guys, I hope this helps, and see you all in my next video. Thank you for watching.